Welcome to MeetGeek Product Updates. Here's everything you want to know about our latest updates and news.
Users will now be able to share on that specific highlights. In case you want to share something like next steps with your colleagues, you can just click on that specific highlight and it goes to the transcript, and then you can share that snippet and you can also embed into a web page. New updates for Microsoft Teams, something that's been requested by users. By the way, we have a public roadmap where you can request for new features or improvements. With Microsoft Teams, you can use personal accounts. Now, you don't need to have an enterprise 365 account to use MeetGeek. And now you can record all your meetings. So in case you want to sync two different calendars, like your Google and in your personal 365, you can do that as well. The latest update right now is you can select the type of calls that you're having. For example, I know lots of CS and sales teams, they are syncing with HubSpot. They have internal calls, like one-on-ones. They have external and customer calls altogether when doing onboarding, for example. And you're able to select what type of calls they want to sync to HubSpot. Maybe you don't want to sync your one-on-ones, like your internal calls or weekly team meetings, in case you're having MeetGeek joining those calls. So you are able to select if you want to just move the customer calls. So you have like the separation. And the advantage of using HubSpot Sync to MeetGeek is because you have single source of truth for all of your deals with HubSpot. But when you sync with MeetGeek, you also have everything that you discuss with clients, with prospects inside the same application. So MeetGeek records and then pushes immediately to HubSpot under the meeting notes. So in case you schedule your follow-ups, and you can just go to the summary and check the highlights and mention the next steps, for example. So it's a great place to have everything organized and stored under one application.
We launched the MeetGeek app for Android only around April. After a few months of development, we started to work on both versions together, iOS and Android, but after a while we decided to start with Android, and then iOS followed a few weeks later. We worked on a daily basis to add new features and try to experience more integrated with the native app. Now is it possible to record in background, which is not something that was possible initially, so it means that you can start the recording and lock your screen. Right now we are also working on a new feature to improve this experience. It's possible to access all of your past meetings, recordings, share them with other people from inside or outside your organization. And we added deep linking, which is a really nice feature because maybe you are having a meeting with someone on your desktop computer, then you close the meeting, you need to run away because all of us have a lot of stuff to do. You receive the summary via email, and now if you click on the button View Summary, you will be sent automatically to the mobile app, so you can catch up with all the conversation in the mobile app directly without having to access the web app, which is a faster experience. And you can control your upcoming meetings about languages, templates to use, and especially if you want the MeetGeek bot to join or not to analyze the conversation. We also added the possibility to invite the bot with other extra methods. The main purpose of the mobile app is to record offline recording, but now it's also possible to invite the bot to an online meeting. So the mobile app can work by itself, but it's also an enhancement of the web app. Right now we have a user base of around 7,000 users across both Android and iOS, and also we have users from almost 180 different countries across the world. So that's really nice. We appreciate the fact that a global audience is using our products, and in the next releases we'll try to add more features that you can already find in the web app. We are already working on enhancing the recorder. We will make it resume automatically. We are working on a tablet responsive version, so we will have an iPadOS and Android tablet version, and there are other things, but I don't want to disclose all of them. We keep them for the next updates. So if you appreciate what we are doing, please take a moment to review the Android app or the iOS app on the App Store and on the Play Store. It will help us a lot in what we are doing, and we really appreciate the support that you are giving us.
So we created the MeetGeek Chat Assistant because we believe that the value of MeetGeek should be integrated within your environment. So we basically integrated the meeting content and MeetGeek overall experience into a Slack chat assistant that you can talk with. You can chat in direct messages, private messages, or group channels, ask questions, and it's basically a new way of interaction with all the meeting content from the past. So you have access to all of the past meeting transcripts, and the chat assistant will be able to answer questions from multiple meetings. Some of the best use cases for the Slack chat assistant are asking questions that span through multiple meetings or just one meeting. So you can ask for things that are related to that type of meetings. You can ask the chat assistant to write follow-ups, to write documentation, to translate content. You can even use it for coaching, self-coaching, or even coaching others. So if you create teams in MeetGeek, you can share meetings automatically, and that gives the assistant the ability to look in the shared meetings so that you can coach others easily. For example, you can ask simple questions like, did I talk too much, or did my colleague talk too much in that call, or in those calls? So you can find patterns and use those insights to coach at a very high speed. So if you haven't tried yet the chat assistant, I encourage you to try it. It's a really interesting experience. You can just go to the Slack marketplace and search for MeetGeek Chat Assistant. You will find it, install it in your workspace, and give it a go. You can also find links from our website to the chat assistant, so that's a secondary way to install it. Let us know your feedback. So the MeetGeek Chrome extension is a recently launched companion tool for the desktop app for the web version, and it's basically used as an additional way of easily access meeting content. So you are able to quickly open past meetings without having to go back to the MeetGeek website or the MeetGeek app. You can just open the sidebar and you have it all of your Chrome tabs. So the main benefits are easy access to meetings, past meetings, allows you to easily manage upcoming join settings. So for your upcoming meetings, if you want to change the language, or if you want to change the template and other options like join options, that's a very convenient way. And also it allows you to invite MeetGeek in ad hoc meetings. So if you don't use the calendar, or if you have like an ad hoc meeting, you can just use the Chrome extension instead of going to the upcoming meetings page in the app. So it's a convenient way to do all of these things, and as we believe in more seamless UX and seamless way of using MeetGeek, this is why we created the Chrome extension. So since we launched this Chrome extension update a few weeks back, we already have more than 2,000 downloads and getting a lot of feedback for new features. So if you haven't yet tried, I encourage you to go to the Chrome web store and look for MeetGeek, and you will find it. It's one-click install, and yeah, we'll be waiting for your feedback. We've recently launched UX improvements for the AI summary, which include more easy ways to edit the generated summary of MeetGeek, the one that is automated. And now it's easier to do the edits and regenerate the summary according to the edits in the transcript or the edits in the highlights. So it's now you have more control on the final output. For example, whenever there's a misdetection of the language, you can also rerun the meeting in a correct language. And that being said, we've also launched the timestamps in the email. So those timestamps have a link, like hyperlink to the specific highlight, which makes it easier to follow a specific highlight with the recording and see exactly what happened and share that highlight with other people. So I would say these are nice UX updates, but we are also working, as you know, in the direction of automating a lot of things and making it more personal and more customizable. During the summer, we'll be busy shipping these features, and yeah, we'll be, as always, looking for additional feedback.
Over the last few months, we run 2 partner webinars. First one we run in partnership with Devin Stoker from ClickUp and Tom Solid from Paperless Movement. And the webinar was dedicated to the importance of team alignment, even for the companies who work hybrid or remotely, and how to use information sharing on those work modes. So I would advise see the recording of the webinar and find some interesting use cases on integrating, for example, ClickUp and MeetGeek in order to improve information sharing between your departments. And the second webinar we run in the partnership with the Growth Mentor. This is the website that connects you with mentors from different spheres. And during this webinar, we, as CEO of MeetGeek and with other panelists, discussed the importance of training, especially for startups, how to make the onboarding and training sessions more effective, how to automate different operational tasks like documentation. So really insightful talk. And we will leave the link to the recording somewhere in the description as well. We also launched the Office Hours. Office Hours are virtual events that we held twice a month on Google Meet. This is a 30-minute session with our wonderful Carol, who answers all the questions that our users bring to those live events. So we run 2 events per month, one for new users, for those who just sign up, the second one for pro ones, for those who are interested in pro functionality and pro features. Usually we discuss topics, some basic stuff like the setup, sharing settings, recording settings, up to really important stuff like security questions, workflows, automation, and team sharing. Strongly advise everyone to join us for future events. The closest, nearest one would be on July 19. One more exciting update from our team is that we launch our YouTube channel. This is the channel where you should subscribe to, the first one. The second one, what you should expect are the different types of how-tos, guides, how to use MeetGeek to its full potential, review of different important topics about meetings, expert advices, and much more. So